can make a difference.
This program is furnished by Ask the Experts.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Welcome to the Ask the Experts radio show, where we bring you the good, the bad, and the ugly in Palm Beach and Broward. Join Steve O and Sophia with their Eat and Critique show as they do tastings at local restaurants that you know or don't know throughout Palm Beach and Broward. If you have a restaurant that you would like Steve O and Sophia to do a tasting, call them at 954-336-3767. Tune in and join the banter with restaurant critics Steve O and Sophia and win a gift certificate to some of South Florida's finest restaurants. Now, sit back and enjoy the Eat and Critique Show.
Hey, good evening and welcome to the Eat and Critique Show. I'm your host, Steve O, with the beautiful, greatest smile I've ever seen in my life, Sophia. We are local restaurant critics. Our show actually started about 8 years ago, and we took it off the air for a while, and we got so many people asking us when you're going to bring the restaurant show back. So tonight, for the next hour, we have got the greatest restaurants coming on, and don't you dare. Sophia wants everyone to know that today is my birthday. And we're not going to tell anybody today is my birthday. I don't want anybody knowing about it.
These are not horns behind him. These are his 70th birthday balloons.
50th.
Happy birthday, Steve.
You had us tell my age, didn't you?
I did.
God.
Big
60.
7-0. 70.
Shut up, Freddie. Freddie and I have been together for 7 years now. It's a long time. A lot of restaurants. So we have got the most amazing restaurants on tonight. One is a Palm Beach restaurant, and the other one,
County.
County, and the other one's a Broward. And I'm going to tell you this, and we're not supposed to do this. I now have a top three. And one of the restaurants is Tassos. And the other restaurant we're going to be talking to tonight, we have got the general manager and the owner on tonight? Who do we have tonight?
Alec is on. He's the general manager. And I'm not sure if Lewis is going to make it.
Okay, so it doesn't matter.
To Ramen Lab Noodles.
Folks, I'm going to tell you something. We found this place. There he is.
Hi, Alec.
Hey guys,
Hi, Alec.
thanks
We
for having
found-
me on.
We were just talking about you.
We found you by mistake. We were looking for a restaurant. We went over to Meisner, and we actually found you by mistake. We went in, and we were both blown away.
Thank you so much.
Tell everybody about your restaurant concept, because it's
Of course.
unusual.
So we originally started off as a family. We're still a family-owned business, but it was a small Thai and Japanese fusion. And as times moved on, we definitely wanted to renovate the place and try something new. So my roots and everything has always been into like Japanese food. So ramen noodles was definitely the way to go, especially in South Florida or in Boca, something very, the new concepts. I think we've talked about this before, where, for ramen, everyone always thinks of like 99-cent cup noodles in college, right? Something that always hits home, very comforting, very cheap and affordable. We definitely did our own twist into it, with our homemade broths that we do, our homemade noodles that we make, all the different sauces that tie in with the broth and noodles, and especially very delicious sakes to pair with it.
Well, as you can tell in the background, they're always crowded. Always.
I was getting ready to say, it sounds really busy there.
And honestly, I respect everyone who can sit down, eat some hot ramen in a hot weather in the summer.
Well, we did a tasting with you last week, and I got to tell you, you did an incredible job. So let's talk about, first of all, the dishes that we had that we normally don't finish everything because there was about 5 or 6 dishes out there, but I'm embarrassed to say we finished off a lot of the dishes.
You did a good job. Yeah. You did a good job.
It was all Sophia. I didn't have anything.
You saw where all the dishes were. They were right in front of Steve.
Yeah, she would eat them, then push them over to me.
I brought out the takeout boxes and there was nothing to take out.
So tell us, let's talk about some of the things that you served us. They're very unusual, but folks, I'm going to tell you something. They are to die for.
Thank you.
We started with the Thai tea.
Yes.
Tea.
So yes, we had the traditional Thai tea. On a hot summer day, normally the Thai tea is something to give you some life, give you some energy. Of course, with the tea leaves that we do here, and it's just a very easily. But it's super refreshing, especially in the Florida heats. It's
Hey, Alec.
What I like to say, dessert tea.
Alec, I really do not like green tea. That was the best tea that it was refreshing.
refreshing.
It was orange, but it was so
correct.
good.
Thank
Very
you.
refreshing.
Very refreshing, yeah. Much needed and all that.
In
Sugars
this
and
heat.
everything just gets ready. Yes.
So what next? What was let's talk about our dishes that we had.
The wontons.
The cauliflower.
Oh, the
Spicy
cauliflower.
cauliflowers, yes. So
Wow.
in our spicy cauliflower, we to push more of a vegan option. I'm sorry, a vegetarian option. Right? You need to have kind of exciting, enjoyable. Try to push away from having animal products in there, of course. So the sauces that we use is a tamarind sauce that accents with spice as well, and just combines all the flavors together to make it enjoyable for even a meat person.
I loved it.
She loves cauliflower.
Steve doesn't eat vegetables. He loved it.
I'm pretty sure Steve finished it.
I think
You
he
know what,
did.
Alec? What's amazing when you can have a dish like cauliflower. I don't like cauliflower, but when you can make it to where I loved it, that is something special.
It was delicious.
It was like a light batter, and I almost couldn't stop eating it. And I hate cauliflower.
Yeah, I love cauliflower. It was delicious.
I think the next one that we brought in was a non-bond chicken. We marinate
Oh,
everything.
that's right.
As well. A non-bond with a non-bond sauce that we do. This is just a brief context. It's like a sweet soy that's basically glazed over the chicken with a tartar sauce that we had on the side to make it accent the sweetness as well.
Your
like
sauces
nice and
are
light.
amazing. We loved your
Of course.
sauces.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, so we try to have. So the thing about Japanese food as well is it's never just one thing at the table, right? Every different sauces, not just Japanese food, but more fusion, different Asian culinary of a little bit of Thai, a little bit of Korean, and a little bit of Japanese. So how it normally works is in an Asian restaurant, you would have different sides and everything with different flavors to let all accent and mesh well together.
Can you tell what we're looking at right now? No. Okay.
No,
There we go.
There it
we go.
is.
that one is our pan-seared gyozas. Pan-seared gyozas, we do it fresh every day here. Actually, all our grandmothers are working in the kitchen, coming in fresh early in the morning and just hand rolling this. They want to be their they want to stay busy, right? They don't like to be bored at home. They still like to dig within their roots and make everything fresh, especially the gyoza. So everyone's grandmother worked on these gyozas. That's why you can taste the love.
Kind of like a cookie, right? When we get home from school and our moms had cookies ready for us.
Yeah,
We had I called them wontons, but they weren't wontons, but they were like the dumpling.
correct. That's correct. That's the gyozas.
What did you call it?
Gyoza.
I'm
The way
feeling
that we
like
do the gyozas is a nice pan sear on it just to get it nice and crunchy a little bit, right? We had like different proteins on the inside. I don't remember what protein I gave you guys that day,
Chicken, I
but
believe.
the
I think it
chicken,
was
right? Yeah, so
chicken.
it's like the minced chicken with herbs on the inside as well. A nice sauce as well to complement, like a vinaigrette soy basically to complement it.
That was delicious.
you know what I want to say is I have with all the restaurants we've done, I have never tasted your food is you can't even describe it. And every dish that we've had we have never had a bad dish. So you can close your eyes and just point.
Thank you.
And I got to tell you, because it's important to Sophie and I, the service at your restaurant, your servers are amazing.
Thank you so much. We try to push with it because we are a fast casual restaurant. It's definitely and it's more of a full service. That customer service is everything, but we still try to implement a full service customer service.
Yeah, it is casual. If you wear a tuxedo in there, they charge you extra. But no, but the parking is wonderful there. Tell people where your locations are.
We have the one you guys came to eat at was in Boca, of course, right across the street from Meisner, 100 Northeast 2nd. The next one is in Atlantic Avenue, that one is right on Pineapple Grove. I don't remember that specifically. The next one that we have is in West Palm Beach. That one more is a food stall setup in Grandview Marketplace, 1401 Clare Avenue. And we are pushing for our newest location in West.
I want to tell everybody we've been promoting it for the last 2 days. We are going to give away not one, but 2 gift certificates for $25 each. And we're going to take the 340th caller. You think that?
22 for Jimmy Butler.
No, we're going to take the first 2 callers to call us at 888-565-1470, 888-565-1470. I'm telling you, it's a cool place to go. It's a Japanese, Chinese, Japanese, or actually Thai Japanese influence, but you've never had taste like this before. And Meisner's easy to find. That one's easy, but I'm going to tell you, whoever wins these 2 different, we have 1 gift certificate separate, and then we'll have a second one. This is your time that you can win. If you say, "Oh, I never have a chance to win," here you go. First 2 callers in. I'm going to tell you, you're going to call us back and say that was the greatest place for you to tell us to go to.
They have an outdoor garden too.
Yes.
So if you want to sit outside.
Yes, we're dog friendly. Definitely bring your dog.
And then we had we had the ramen,
We had
which
the
you're
ramen.
known for. That's your
Yes.
baby.
Our ramen that we did bring out was the tonkatsu ramen, so the very traditional ramen tonkatsu with our pork raw and of course our handmade ramen noodles. I know both of you have your own separate that you like, your own favorites.
I know which one is my favorite.
It's to die for. Yeah, so we have our ramen noodles with our different protein selections and our different broth selections as well.
Alec, what? And then we had a dessert also.
Cheesecake.
It was like a cheesecake.
Japanese cheesecake. A homemade
Yeah.
Japanese cheesecake, correct? It's the one
Very
where-
light. Very light.
Very light and not as heavy as a traditional cheesecake. You know, a nice little bounce and fluff to that cheesecake.
It's like a cloud.
That's the best description for it.
You know what I think? People always have people coming in from out of town, and they go, "Let's go somewhere different tonight. We don't want to do the steak and the Italian. We want to do something different tonight." I got to tell you, Ramen Lab Eatery is the place to go. You will impress your friends and others because
Well,
it's so different.
we actually had an officer stop us and we
Yes.
referred him to your restaurant.
Oh my goodness.
You know,
You guys must have got away with it.
no, Sophia, she was drunk while she was driving and trying to get out of the ticket.
Oh, we got out of the ticket.
She did.
That Ramen Lab, they're like, oh, of course.
So, what are your hours? Are you open 7 days a week?
Yes, we are open 7 days a week. Monday to Thursday is 11 to 10:30, and Friday and Saturday is 11 to 12. Sunday is 11 to 10 o'clock. We also have happy hour every day, so definitely take advantage of all those appetizers that we mentioned will be half off our sakes and beers. The happy hour starts from 3 to 7 o'clock every day.
Well, I got to tell you, Sophia and I were so impressed. It was already one of our favorite places before we even started with the show. We've been coming to you for 6 months now.
Thank you.
After the show every Thursday.
Yeah, right after the show because you're right down the street from us.
See you
Bro,
guys
we,
tonight.
man, we love you. We love your restaurant, and as people will learn about it, if we don't like the restaurant, first of all, they're not even going to be on the show because we don't want to embarrass them. But we are going to share our dining experience. Do you also have carry out also?
Yes, we do. Basically all third-party services and in-house delivery as well.
Give everybody your
Everything
phone
that's
number.
going on. Oh, sure. Yes. So our phone number is going to be 561-750-4448.
Say it again.
561-750-4448.
Well, I got to tell you, our phones, we could have probably given away 30 of them tonight. Our phones have been ringing off the wall. You're a great guest, and we're going to have you back on again, if you don't mind.
Please. No, I'd love to. I love you two so much. I mean, of course, Steve, happy birthday, all right?
Oh, thank you, buddy.
We
See,
love
he's
you
already
too.
sucking up. He's sucking up. Hey, we'll see you down the road. We know we'll see you down the road.
Most definitely.
Thank
We'll
you,
try
Chris. The
something
name
new
of the
as well.
restaurant is Ramen Lab Eatery.
Eatery.
Just a cool place. It's you know what? Do you consider yourself Meisner Park?
You know what? We're across the street from the heart of Boca.
Yes.
So, yeah, basically.
I mean, it's not in the hub, but it's like one block, if anything, over.
I
So
consider
you get
it.
to Meisner, you will find Ramen Lab Eatery. Thanks, bro.
Of course.
Thank you,
Great job. We'll
Alex.
see you soon.
All right, bye.
What a great place to dine at. Wow. So I got to tell you, our next guest is coming on in the 6:30 half hour. I got to tell you, this is the finest Italian restaurant we've ever dined at. Sophia and I, we were like, our mouths were like dropped. So you're going to learn about a new Italian restaurant. It's in Coral Springs, but I'm going to tell you something. I don't care if you live in Jupiter. It is worth the drive. And it doesn't matter. And they have steaks too. But it doesn't matter what you order. This guy, his name is Pedro.
Pedro
Remember-
with the Italian
With the
restaurant.
Italian restaurant. And first of all, we had a blast there. he'll be here with us at 6:30. If you would like to tell us about a restaurant you found that you like, you can give us a call at 888-565-1470 at 888-565-1470. We've got some time, and Sophia and I are going to talk about our favorite steakhouses. And because we're in Palm Beach and Broward, we're going to break it down. And this week we're going to do Palm Beach. So these are just our picks. If you know of a steakhouse that is really, really good, exceptionally good, give us a call here at 888-565-1470, and maybe we'll have a free gift for them. So let's talk about steakhouses.
Okay.
Why are you giving me this cute smile? Why? Is it because it's my birthday?
It's your big 7-0.
But Sophia, how many times are you going to say that? Oh my God! I've been trying to tell everybody I was 60 because I was sick for 10 years, sick during my birthday. So when you're sick, you cannot
Count
have a
it.
birthday.
You can't count it.
Yeah. Listen, just because you're 40 doesn't mean.
30,
I thought
35.
You told me you were 40.
I lied.
See how they lie? How women lie about their age? She told me she's 40. You're really 30?
35.
Oh, okay. That's okay. So before our next guest comes on, and by the way, we're talking Palm Beach restaurants.
Island. On the island to start. Palm Beach Island. We're going to start with them.
Okay. Because I don't want our next guest thinking that his steak restaurant isn't good too.
I'm sure it is.
It is. And listen, we have eaten at the finest Italian
Oh,
restaurant.
Pedro's on. He's
Pedro's on?
early. He's really early.
He is early. Well, let's do our steak restaurants first.
Okay.
You start first.
Flagler Steakhouse, right across from the big famous hotel.
Yes.
They own a steakhouse, and I'm not sure about the hours, so they've changed the hours for that.
Okay.
Then there's the meat market that's also on Palm Beach Island.
And they're also on South Beach too. They have two
We're
locations.
talking about Palm Beach.
I know, but just in case, go ahead. I'm not. You're going to read all these.
No.
Oh, you are.
I can't believe the Longhorns on here. I'm sorry.
I was trying to fool you. It's not top 10. Trust
No,
me.
it's not. Then we have Ruth Chris.
I love that place.
That's probably my favorite steak place so far. We have Okeechobee Steakhouse. Of course, the Longhorn.
I didn't know if you would catch that.
I caught it.
You're too smart, Sophia.
Buchan Capitol Grill, Prime Steakhouse, Abe and Louie, Polo Steakhouse, and the NYY
Sophia, I
Steakhouse.
got to tell you, Buchan, I know you know this.
I know Buchan.
So, Chef Buchan is he came in second place on the Beard Award. The Beard Award is the finest restaurant chefs in the world, and he came in second one year. That tells you how good his place is. I mean, these are chefs from all over the world. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm done.
You got them all. Dave and Louis.
We said it.
New York NYY Steakhouse. If you're a Yankee fan, you will go nuts at this place. They have so much paraphernalia, New York Yankee paraphernalia, that even the plates are shaped like bases.
I
The
didn't know
forks
that.
are shaped like baseball
Baseballs?
bats. Yes.
That's
And
cool.
one of these things you're going to learn about us is because we went to a Mexican restaurant this week in Meisner. And I'm not going to get into it because we'll do it on our next show.
That was
gotta tell you.
awful.
No, let's be more gentle. It sucked.
I got sick.
Listen.
Let's be more general.
Let me tell you something. You have a Mexican restaurant, you better serve chips and salsa for free, complimentary. or I'm going to be really mad, which I was. They charge for their chips and salsa. So I was shocked. It's like Italian restaurants. You better serve bread. Now, our next restaurant, our next expert, they do serve bread. Not only do they serve bread, they make it themselves. They make, I would say 98%. Anything you have on that menu, they make it themselves.
Well, all the pasta and their breads are homemade in the restaurant,
Exactly.
in their kitchen.
And I got to tell you, I really feel like after Pedro, the owner of the restaurant, his head is going to be so big after we get through with him. And I'm going to tell you, the restaurant's in Coral Springs. It's on the walk. I'm going to tell you something. You want to impress a client, you got a business client, you want to impress them, you take them there. And listen.
Or a date.
Oh, yeah.
First date.
You want to go there?
I would love to go
You
there.
and I?
It's the best Italian restaurant I've ever
It
eaten
is
at.
Unbelievable. The service is impeccable. The restaurant is beautiful. And you know what? Their prices aren't bad at all. I was shocked. I mean, I wanted to give them more money.
He had a great wine list, which
And
I
Sophia knows wines.
forgot to bring the
No,
list.
we've got everything right here. But his wine list is very, very impressive. If you just tuned in, this is the Eat and Critique Show. We're with you on Thursdays from 6 to 7, and we tell you the good and the bad and the ugly of local restaurants in Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach. And I guess we've done a good job because we sure got a lot of emails after the show last time. So I guess we have Pedro on.
We have Pedro on.
Let's do it to it, Freddie.
He turned off his camera.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Maybe he didn't know if he was
Maybe
going on.
he-
We told him
right.
6:30, so
Right.
it's like 6:29.
Let's see if he comes out. Say, hey,
Oh,
Pedro.
Pedro, can you hear us?
Hi.
That's not Pedro.
No, that's the girl. Yes. Pedro, turn your camera on. Oh, they must have a cell phone on too because it's echoing.
Do you can you turn your camera on? I don't think they're on yet.
No, they're on. I hear the background.
Yeah. No, but I don't think they know they're on.
I hear the background. See, they must have a.
Oh, there they are.
Hey,
Oh,
there they are.
there they are. So
Hey,
this, first of all, the name of the restaurant is Encontro.
Pedro, how'd you get the name Encontro? How'd you come up with that?
First of all, thank you for doing your show, guys. We really appreciate it. We're honored to be here. I am here with my server Justice.
There's Justice. Hi.
Hi, Justice. So,
So,
buddy, I got to tell you something. I got to tell. First of all, Justice, the service was impeccable, and that's something that's really important to us. So, first of all, this is on the walk in Coral Springs. Everybody knows where the walk is. And I got to tell you, Sophie and I do tastings at so many restaurants, and you will rarely hear us say this. This is the best Italian restaurant we've ever dined at. And you know what? This is not a commercial. This is definitely not a commercial.
Ooh, I'm
And we're
hungry.
showing pictures below of different dishes. And we're going to talk about our dishes in a minute. But Pedro, what you have created, and it is a creation. You know, we talked for several hours, and the things that you are putting in to the operations of the restaurant is mind-boggling.
But thank you so very much. Really, really appreciate those words from you guys, especially coming from you.
Oh, he's sucking up again. So the restaurant is in Contro, and what we first of all, are you open 7 days a week?
Oh yes, every single day of the year, no matter what.
And your hours are?
We open at 4 and we close at 10, but Fridays and Saturdays we close at 11. Now on Sundays we also open at 11 since we are doing brunch.
What are some of the brunch items?
That will be justice.
That's my specialty. So a few of our brunch items, for example, like on our bar area, we do bottomless mimosas and bellinis. So we do it from the time that you come in to the time that you leave. So that's pretty good. On our food menu, we have from pancakes, chocolate chip pancakes, we have omelets. We have our own Encontro omelet. That is something that, is special. People come here just to eat our Encontro omelet. So,
What's in an Encontro omelet? What's in that?
so there's peppers, there's mushrooms. They top it off with a little bit of almost like micro cilantro, and they put a little bit of sauce on it that, is to die for, honestly. And it's served with home fries that don't need ketchup. That's how good they are.
I always put ketchup on my home fries.
No, I like Tabasco on mine, but you can skip out on them, so on that at least.
Sophia looked at me when Pedro introduced himself. This is a true Italian and steak restaurant. It's not just Italian food and seafood. And when we met the owner of this Italian restaurant, and he said, "My name is Pedro."
Pedro with the Italian restaurant.
You're gonna vote for me now, huh?
Yeah, right.
Vote for Pedro.
So we're going to start off with the appetizers, and I'm going to let Sophia. The only thing I want to say is, you served us a grilled octopus. That if you don't like octopus, I promise you, you will love your octopus. It has kind of a charred grilled taste to it. And, a lot of times, especially for women, because Sophia will tell me, when you bring it out as a whole octopus, some people get a little
Freaked out about it.
But the way your dishes are, the way your plating is,
Presentation.
your whole presentation.
Awesome.
Go ahead, sir. I
No,
wanted to tell you,
go ahead.
the octopus was out of this world, fresh. And you love the salad part of it.
I'm Greek and I've never eaten octopus in my entire life. And I tried it and now I like octopus. It was delicious. It wasn't chewy. You didn't see the tentacles. You didn't it was delicious. It was with the arugula and the olive oil. It was out of this world. It was incredible.
And I got it. We were talking about serving bread on the table, and that's the first thing you bring out. And it's not just bread; it's an Italian bread that you make in house.
Homemade
Certainly
bread.
do.
It was delicious. The bread was wonderful, and you know what? It was fresh. We went to a restaurant last week that it was so hard, I hit it on the table and broke the table off. But your bread is so.
Boy.
It was hard. You could beat someone with it.
Where should we go next?
We had another appetizer, I thought. We had the, maybe we didn't.
No, the mussels and the.
Oh, that's right. We did.
We had
Yeah,
The clams and
No. You know what it was? It was the
Was it
crab cake.
crab cake.
Your
It was
crab.
special that night.
So
The chocolate pepper blanc sauce.
Yes. Yes.
Really good.
there is a place in Palm Beach that we go to that we set up until the other night. Best crab cakes we've ever had in our life.
Not
You
anymore.
have them beat. Folks, if you love crab, the crab cakes, these were delicious. I mean, it was fresh, again, fresh. Was there?
It didn't feel like it had a lot of breading to it. And Steve kept saying it's filled with something. And I kept going, no, it's crab cakes. And it was just all crab and very little breading. It was flaky. It was delicious.
Look,
The best part is seeing you guys how you enjoyed it.
No.
Because seeing from far, you were just enjoying it, and that's the best part of having such a restaurant. Seeing your friends and your family enjoying it. That's all it is about.
so there's someone had ordered crab. I thought I'd wait and tell you on the air right across from us, and I took it off their plate, and they were looking for it all over. I put it in my pocket, take it home with me. It was that good. It was that good. But we can't say this other place in Palm Beach anymore is our favorite crab cake.
No.
That's how good yours is.
Everything in the restaurant was incredible.
Justice, what is
decor.
this that we're seeing?
It looks like a pork chop, maybe, or a veal chop.
It is a pork chop. It's a pork chop topped with a pineapple and walnut mixture. It's that pork chop is on top of a bed of broccolini and fingerling potatoes, and that nice pink puree is just beet puree. I'm not a beet person. I don't like beets at all, and that beet puree is phenomenal.
Oh, that's a beautiful picture.
Definitely come try it.
Do you know we're going to tell the chefs they're plating.
This is
I
incredible.
mean, just looking at the dishes that they create back there, and Pedro's got two chefs. Not a chef and a sous chef, but two chefs.
That's exactly right.
Pedro has a beautiful restaurant. The decor is very gorgeous. It makes you comfortable to come in, and you feel it's earthy. It reminded me of the geodes from the earth. It's just so beautiful, relaxing. The music, everything about it. The seating was comfortable.
Yeah, Pedro comes around and sings to every table.
I tried to behave, but it's
So just some of the antipastas is the Italian meatballs, bruschetta, which I love. I love bruschetta. They do a calamari. I bet you that is out of this world.
I bet it is.
I'm just going over some of the.
We had the clams and the
We had that here,
mussels.
down here, in the pasta. They have the mussels, which we're going to go into now. You know, some places you go in with their mussels and the clams, and they're tough, and they're chewy,
And they smell.
and they smell. I got to tell you, whoever picks out your seafood, and I think that is so important that and you told me how you choose them.
The octopus. The story of the octopus was funny.
it is for real, though. Real.
Then we, and it was hard to decide. So Sophia and I always says, let's let the chef choose. And the only thing we did not have is the steak. So I don't want you to think it's just strictly Italian, because they do serve steak there. But we had, I got to tell you, we had our entrees were out of this world. Linguine with the seafood, it had the clams, and it had the mussels,
Calamari, too.
calamari.
They had the calamari.
But your sauces are out of this world. They are so good. And you know, sometimes we'll go to a place and we'll have 5 good dishes and 1 or 2 bad dishes. I am telling people now, we did not have one bad dish.
The pasta's all homemade. It was perfectly presented and cooked.
Oh, there was shrimp in the.
Oh, that's right. There was
too.
shrimp in there too. I
But the
forgot about that.
sauce, the linguine. What makes your sauces so good? It's your chefs. They're the kind of experience they have with sauces.
They are the one making every single thing, and the sauce is the most important thing. We do it fresh, from scratch, and they have been doing it for a long time, you know. Always to perfection. Has to be perfect.
It is to perfection. You know, while we're talking and making people hungry,
Making myself hungry.
we're going to give away a gift certificate for $50 to Encontro. Let's go with the second person who calls. The number here is 888-565-1470. 888-565-1470. I am telling you, whoever wins these, we got 2 of them to give away. Whoever wins these gift certificates, you owe us big time. I mean, for us to say this is our favorite Italian restaurant, we're not supposed to really do that, but we are doing that because it is amazing. Our other entree was, what did I know I put it down. I know it wasn't ramen. But no, we're talking here with Pedro and Justice. Is that your real name, Justice?
Yes.
It really is?
Yeah.
Is your father a police officer or a judge?
They're involved with the law, if anything. They get in trouble more than anything. They're not. But no, they got it from the movie Poetic Justice that came out in the 90s with Tupac and Janet Jackson. That's where they got the name from.
So, you know, we always save the best for last.
The Bronzino. Oh my gosh. The best I have ever eaten in my entire life. And that is what I always order in a restaurant. It was delicious.
Besides fresh, but the way it was seasoned.
With the pistachios and the olive oil, which is traditional for Italian or Mediterranean, but the fish was incredibly fresh. It was tender. It literally just peeled right off. And the pistachios was like a touch that I've never experienced, and I love pistachios.
And the broccoli, the garlic.
The
fish.
broccoli.
It was unbelievable. It was a pesto sauce. And, you know, and Sophia, she usually orders Bronzino wherever you go. And for her to say this is the best Bronzino she's ever had, that is a major, major compliment. Okay, we're going to go to the phones. Phone number here is 888-565-1470. Second caller in wins a $50 gift certificate to Encontro. Let's go on. Then we did the dessert. We gobbled it up. See, and I want to call Pedro chef because, you know, that's a compliment to the restaurant. But he's got owning the restaurant, he's got so many other responsibilities. You know, he's got to suck up to everybody who comes in.
And he does a good job of it.
Yes, you do a very good job of it. And on weekends, you actually you offer music on the weekends.
Live music, the violinist that goes around the restaurant.
Yes, actually, right now she's here, hanging around the table with her violin, and it's just amazing. I know the lady for many years now, and every single time she comes, it's better than the before.
That would be punishment for me, going around to each table, looking at the dishes on the table, and knowing I couldn't eat anything right now. I'd start eating my bow. So you know I knew big violin words, did you?
No, I didn't.
But what was so amazing Pedro, is you brought my two favorite desserts out, and I didn't even tell you. You brought out
Creme
the key-
brulee.
yeah, creme brulee, and you brought out the key lime pie. And bro, if you were a woman, I'd kiss you now. That was the best key
Oh
lime
boy,
pie.
well, let me tell you for sure I am not.
No, but it was the best key lime pie I've ever had. Ever. Ever. And even the creme brulee, I loved it. We couldn't stop eating it.
The key lime wasn't tart and it wasn't too sweet. It was just right. Usually you get a key lime pie and it's you pucker face when you leave, or it's just way too sweet. Yours was perfect.
Justice, what are we showing now? What picture?
That's the veal ossobuco. So it's just veal ossobuco braised in a red wine and garlic reduction, and it's served with the risotto milanese, which is just risotto prepared in like beef stock, olives, onions, garlic, cherry tomatoes. So it's super tender. It's a super tender veal, and it pairs well with the risotto. But I have seen people also eating it with the Parmesan risotto. So kind of depends on what your mood is for the day.
Let me tell everybody what the meats are. Maybe you can tell them what the fish is. The meats are filet mignon. They have a New York prime strip. They have a veal chop, the ribeye, lamb rib chops, pork chop, and the scallopine, which is their veal. And what about the seafood?
They have salmon, the branzino, which I highly recommend, the snapper, and a sea bass.
The sea bass is also a really good fish choice.
You also have a fairly good wine list. You have Dom for the champagne. You have a good variety for all types of people coming in, depending on if they wanted to spend a lot for wine or not a lot. You have the Farniente, you have the Camus, which are really good. And then you have the bottled wines that are for people that may not want to spend that much on wine, and it's a very good wine list. I was glad to see a lot of Super Tuscans on there, and I was really impressed with your wine list.
And that's coming from an I know that you don't want to be called an expert, but Sophia has the most incredible collection of wines. She knows her wines, and when she saw the list, she said, "This is beautiful." I mean, you've got all price ranges for people to choose from.
And they're all very good wines.
So
Thank you, Sophia.
I want to tell people something. You need to go in there now because I'm going to tell you something. In about the next 5 months, you watch, reservations are going to be days, weeks out. This is going to be, and there's some other Italian restaurants in Coral Springs, in Deerfield, Pompano, Fort Lauderdale, Boca. This is the finest Italian food I've ever had.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I want you to, we're actually endorsing this restaurant, which we very rarely do, but that's how we feel about this restaurant. We do not, this is not a commercial, because if it was bad, we would let people know it's bad. And what you're doing for not just Coral Springs, but for Broward County, you are bringing them some of the finest Italian food and steaks ever. And I mean that.
It's my favorite restaurant. My favorite restaurant.
Now, we tell that to the hot dog guy at 7-Eleven, but
Costco. So thank you very much.
My God.
So Pedro, why don't you give us your hours and your location again?
Absolutely. So we are in Coral Springs, in the Walk Plaza. Address is 2752 North University Drive. The zip code, just in case for the GPS, is 33065.
And your
A
phone
beautiful
number?
restaurant. Corner,
Your phone number?
right in front of the. Oh, the phone number for the restaurant. Now you got me. You see.
Justice, help.
No, because you can
That-
you can get things to go
Look.
also, right?
Can you order
Yes,
to go?
yeah. Yes.
Oh, look at those cannolis.
I got the number.
Okay.
754 5477 997. It's a very funny number.
What is it again? We got to hear it again.
754.
I tell you, it's very funny. It's 75454 77997.
A lot of sevens in there.
You need-
Those are lucky numbers.
You need to write that number down. You know, again, I always
I'm
have
telling you.
people, we have people all the
Numbers
time.
were-
We have people all the time saying, "Well, I got friends coming in from out of town. What is?" We just had it the other day at the pool. Remember somebody said
Oh, that's
this
right.
a couple of weeks ago. They said, "Where's a good Italian restaurant?"
That's
today?"
right.
And I got to tell you,
Now we have somewhere.
oh my gosh, we definitely have some. And Pedro, from the bottom of my heart, seriously, what you have created, it is amazing. And you know, we saw Justice because we don't just look at the quality of the food, but we look at, you know, the service. And like I told you, I hate having to ask for water. And your guy was, can I get you some more water? Those are small things that you don't think about. We do. We love the restaurant. So,
And that's the main purpose, guys. For me, the restaurant is just an extension of my own house. And my customers are your friend visiting my place. So you gotta be just a good host, you know. And if you visit my place, I do my best for you to have good time. Me coming to the restaurant is actually just being in my place, and you guys visiting me at home.
And I felt that. I
Yes.
felt a lot of warmth. I felt like I was at your home. It was very comfortable. The food was incredible, Pedro. And I'm always going to tease you, Pedro with the Italian restaurant. Vote for Pedro.
and his beds were real comfortable too. I mean, he really does make you feel at home.
The pillows were.
So I hope you
Oh,
don't
my.
mind, Pedro, that we're going to have you back on again. Because Sophie and I
Oh, my
made a
goodness.
promise to you. When you find something that is this good, you want everybody to know about it. And that's the kind of restaurant you've created, my friend. Justice, don't start crying now. Don't get teary-eyed.
That's my makeup. That's my makeup.
And remember, Justice gets 25%. See, we
No,
take
50 for this.
care of
It
you.
was 50, but it's 50,
I was,
25, so we
I was getting ready to say 50, but she deserves it. I watched her with other tables. She was exceptional.
Thank you.
We get paid for saying this. You know they don't. No, we're kidding you. So again, the restaurant is on the walk in Coral Springs. The name, and we want you to call us and let us know what you thought, good or bad. I'm not even worried about that. Incontro, INCONTRO, finest Italian restaurant. We got to get out of here. Guys, thank you so much. We're going to have you back on again.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
Pedro
you.
and Justice. See you soon.
See you soon.
Thank you. Bye.
Sure.
And you know what? I mean, we really love that restaurant. And I got to tell you that we'll have them back. We'll have 'em back.
I was getting hungry looking at
I
their
know.
food.
Sophie, you look wonderful tonight.
Thank you.
Anyhow, thank you, Freddie.
Thank you, Freddie.
Thank you. We're going to get out of here. We'll be back next week. At least one of us. Thanks so much for tuning in. Everybody have a wonderful weekend.
Thanks for tuning in today for the award-winning Eat and Critique Show with restaurant critics Steve O and Sophia. If you have a restaurant suggestion, contact Steve O at 954-336-3767. And tune in next time to win more gift certificates from South Florida's finest restaurants.
The opinions expressed on the preceding